back to uh the bullet hits the bone. Which, if you watch this video, it's basically like it shows a Mason initiation at the end. Dude standing there with a noose around his neck and one of his pant legs pulled up, and he's blindfolded up against the wall. So I mean, but they had those guys. But if you look at the Illuminati card deck, it's called botched contract, and it shows three dudes dressed just like the dudes on Bullet It's the Bone and Dick Tracy standing there exchanging papers. And there's another card called Insurance Fraud. And if you watch Tropic Thunder, they show you where Tom Cruise offers Matthew McConaughey the deal if he just lets Ben Stiller just go ahead and get killed by the flaming dragon, that he'll buy him a jet. And he's like, we'll make more money off his insurance policy than we will letting him stay a movie star, which is kind of like Prince got into a situation kind of like, look, Dixie Chicks, what are they called, man? They're like two sisters, man. Rock group Heart. They had like battles with music industries. TLC. There's another look. They've robbed so many people, dude. Like blind. In the music industry, and that's what you call a botched contract. That's when a person's like, wait a second, I got screwed, and they start getting feisty, and then basically they go and get them. Then they get overdosed, which means is like, look, they might have a drug habit, but they sprinkle a little bit of battery acid off the corrosion on the battery inside of the cocaine. You know what I mean? Or uh, they put a little bit of Drano inside of your Braino through your in your H that was brought in dead soldiers' coffins like Frank Lucas and shit. You know what I'm saying? Based on true story. And that's some Ollie North shit, which is another card. I'm just showing you how these cards just really play out. And Prince just won a lawsuit against or something to that effect. I don't know, man. I haven't really looked into it, but this is the gist of what I have heard. So, it's just like, listen, around here in Flint, it's like, since the guy who owns the town owns the police, he burns down his own properties, and no one ever busts him for insurance fraud. Never, ever, ever, ever will. And everyone in the hood knows what's going on, and no one does anything. And this has been this way since I was a kid. And it's Illuminati card called insurance fraud. But botched contract, on the other hand, that's like I said, that's like Winehouse. She's just gonna start getting too high, too sloppy. Took her out, man. Selena, there's another one that got just taken out. Uh, there's probably more to it. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be the old deal with the devil. Here, you get this many years. Since you're so poor and you're so this and that, you only get 5 years, and then we come get you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who knows? Botched contract. Oh, you trying to botch on the contract? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I really have heard things like this. Like, look, like Richmond that are entertainers. It's like they don't even get to keep their money. It's actually they gotta keep it in the bank. If they ever withdraw it, basically they'll end up overdosed or suicided, or they'll die of autoerotic asphyxiation, which is when you choke yourself and while you're whacking. And you know what I'm saying? And that is a fucking MI6 hit where they basically kill you, and then put you in women's underwear and then spread gay pornography around you, and you're hung up. Like Robin Williams supposedly died this way, and David Carradine, and it was in the X-Files, which how I always tie back to the Illuminati cards, man. The shit is so deep. I mean, I would really like to meet the real Lone Gunman magazine, the Jackson guy himself. I'd like to just shoot the shizzle with that mother effer, and just be like, dude, what is the secret, dude? Did you peer in the mirror like Nostradamus? Was this leaked to you? Is there some blueprint somewhere, some main base of, like, dude, it'd take hundreds, thousands of years really to plan this and plot this the way it has been done. I mean, it's it's crazy. It's because it's almost like committing a crime. And look, no one can bust you for it because this is all hypothetical. You know what I'm saying? In a way, which is another. You can marvel at the synchronicities of the well-oiled machine, dude. The Terminatrix coming online, dude, and it's like it's coming straight out of the supernatural realm, dude. Because that's what I'm saying. It's supernatural. Like it's almost like a tarot sigil magic or something, dude. Like I think there's some kind of crazy mystical element to it that's ain't been. It's not public at all. I mean, maybe it's even in such a way where the dude Jackson himself didn't even know that he was being used or channeled information. Like you can look into your Theosophic Blavatsky types who ascended masters send them information, or like I mean David Icke. I like a lot of things that this dude says, but he talks to the different aliens from different dimensions. But I mean, it's like, look, but then I mean, they at least he'll acknowledge the Bible and the fallen angels and the Satan thing and all that. But he still subscribes to something else, more like towards a Scientology, like New Age type of a mindset. Like if you just evolve or your consciousness, and then if you evolve your consciousness, your ass will follow. And I just don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I think your ass and your consciousness move together like the hand and foot. You know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, if your consciousness is so expanded, well, we should see it in people's actions, and there's still that they're not walking in truth, like in full truth. I mean, you might ascribe to certain philosophies that keeps you, seeking the truth, but in all actuality, all the while you'll be preaching to me on something like evolution. I mean, even entertaining that, dude, it's like you are such a superstitious, gullible person. Because, I mean, it literally is a total sham and a fraud, dude. And that can be proven, dude. It can be freaking proven. You know what I'm saying? It's all speculation, but yet they tell people that it's the truth. And from the Bible view, at least you can say, is these people are telling you of things they saw. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to some guy speculating from some monkey bones. Anyway, I got off subject with this, but Center for Weird Studies, in the AMA, and fake artifacts. I mean, listen, it is really, dude. It is. I mean, that the dark side has its own way it's drawn together, but yet it's still divided though. But it still is like in a weird way. It's in the way like a spider web. It's drawn together, but if you just chop at it like as a human, it just smashes through the web, right? But it gets the little flies, man, and it works for the other thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's a web. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to something has been grafted together. Like when you see two trees grow together, two different kinds of trees out of the ground, like they grew in the same spot, and then they keep growing, and then all of a sudden there's like two trees, but there's only one trunk, but they're different kinds of trees inside of one another. Because if a tree grows around an object, it absorbs it. You know what I'm saying? There's the difference between the webbing it together and the actual fusing of things together. The Jackson cards isn't fused, I don't think, as much as it has been weaved, because I think there's a lot of people behind the scenes making sure this is happening as well. So it's just when you make such supernaturally evil plans, you're gonna draw in supernatural things, powers and principalities, jinns, things like that, contracts and blood, shadowy organizations that like to do human sacrifice. I mean, look, you know what I'm saying? Weird, deep, Dark, Ben Franklin, Hellfire Club, French Connection, genetically modified attack baboons. Uh, I mean, it's just it's real out here, dude. I mean, it's Sonic Boom, Mystery Boom. It's Mystery. All I wanna do is zoom, boom, boom, boom. And vote for Trump. No, not really. I'm not voting. I don't vote. I don't do politics, man. I do history. It's called Machiavelli, The Prince. Read it. It's called The Art of War. Read it. It's called the A Book of Five Rings. Read it. You know what I'm saying? Lao Tzu. Read it. That's real politics right there. If you really want to know what politics is about, it's basically who has the biggest guns makes the rules, or whoever's the best swordsman, or whoever can out connive and outplan, or acquire the most wealth, this or that. Get the, I mean, and there you go. That is, I mean, the Illuminati cards is like the Illuminati Art of War. It's like they tell you their whole playbook, their whole plan, I mean, in such a way that it's all presented there to you, but yet you can't put it together in the exact order ever, because it's just like the Knights of the Golden Circle, who put out all kinds of false leads, and there's all kinds of different configurations you could use their symbols, and it's like there's 360 points, and 359 of them are the wrong one, and there's a bunch of like point to point to point. It's each point is like 360 degrees. Only one of them's right. And then you know what I'm saying? They got it down. And then if you get close, they even got in such a way that you'll kind of ring their bell. You know what I'm saying? And they'll send a gatekeeper to come and kind of discourage you. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy out here, dude. That's really how it works, man. Agent in place, agent in place. You but anyway, yeah, man. It's like, so you watch Tropic Thunder in the Matthew McConaughey Tom Cruise scene where it talks about insurance policy. That's Tupac, Biggie. Look, watch Breaking the Oath, and there Josh Potash is on there, and he shows you the real reason these guys was killed, and it was to start a race war. Just like with the French did to the Indians, the English and the French worked together against the Indians, and they pretended, the English and the French pretended they were going to fight each other. Instead, they got different tribes to join different sides, and then when it was time to war, basically the Indians went running in, all in, and then the French and the British backed up and let the Indians fight. Now they got a real blood feud on their hand. Now all they got to do is go home, and the Indians are still mad about the war. I mean, that really happened. And look, killing all the buffalo is the same as let them eat cake. It's the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. It's the same shit. It's the same freaking schematic, dude. And these are the same people, man. I think there's even a card called Merovingian, something, or King Arthur or something, to that effect. But yeah, and then once again, Knights of the Golden Circle. What, the Round Table? I mean, the shit is fucking crazily fucking insane, deep. Yeah, man, deep, twisty, dark, slippery slope.